Now let's talk about coal, because it currently provides about 40% of the world's electricity, but is seen as one of the world's most environmentally damaging energy sources. And as the world looks to cut carbon emissions, many countries are trying to find alternative fuels which they can access now while they build their renewable energy infrastructures. Now, one part of the solution could be natural gas, which produces just over half the amount of carbon that coal does. Now, in China alone, demand for natural gas is expected to triple by 2040. And I'm joined by Randeep Grewal, who's Chairman and Chief Executive of Green Dragon Gas, a company that's operating in China. Randeep, thanks for coming in.
Morning.
And what you're actually doing is production of so-called coal bed methane. Now, just explain what that is.
It's an unconventional gas, first of all. It's the gas trapped within the coal itself. So when we go back in the days of coal mining, one would send a canary through a mine, and if the canary didn't come back, nobody went in. Well, that's gas being dissolved naturally from coal, methane. It's pure fuel. And Green Dragon Gas is China's largest gas independent, focused exclusively on extracting this unconventional gas, methane, from the coal without mining the coal.
So how green is it?
While one may say I'm biased, it is the greenest form of fuel that there is. Methane extracted from coal is 99.8% pure fuel. There are no pollutants of any sort whatsoever. We drill into the coal without a drop of chemical. We do not frack. In fact, we're the anti-frackers. And we allow gas to naturally dissolve from coal, followed by preceded by water, which is being dissolved from the coal.
And many big economies in the world are doing this, have been doing it for a while. It was something that you were involved in the United States. And 20 years ago, you saw the opportunity in China and began this journey, which was not an easy one at all.
It's been 20 years. Hair was black back then. But the bottom line is that, yes, coal bed methane started in the US, very much as coal mining was reduced in volume. Miners thought about what else can we do. And the degassing of coal that has always happened in coal mines proceeded on to producing the gas itself. So the industry started in the late 80s in the United States. Just about every major oil company you know today has coal bed methane assets. There's a lot of attention on shale, but shale is the second unconventional gas. Coal bed methane was the first unconventional gas.
But for China, there's intense international pressure on it to become greener anyway, but also internally, the issues they've been facing in recent years in terms of just the air pollution. We've all been seeing it live on BBC World News, the air pollution in Beijing, when we speak to our correspondents there, has really upped the ante, hasn't it, for China to look at alternatives?
Yes, I think the intense pressure on the government is not really from international pressures. It's really from its own populace. I mean, everyone in China wants blue skies. Frankly, if we look back, whether it's the UK or the United States, all industrial nations went through that cycle. Everybody started the industrial revolutions with coal and naturally migrated onto cleaner fuels. China's doing essentially the same. So it's very much on the same trend. It's in attrition. The coal will be capped, which is about 62% of its total volume, and move on to gas at this point.
Randeep, we'll have to leave it there because we've run out of time, but we could talk at length about this. It's fascinating. Thank you so much for coming in. Randeep Grewal, Chairman and CEO of Green Dragon Gas.